you've talked about this, or you hinted and kind of mentioned this a few times, was uh, the relationships that you've built, the community. You mentioned a few folks you met, on
Right.
Facebook, that you've raced with. What's that community like? And, is there a story you could share about, someone that you've just met on the internet and you had a great experience with, or something like
Well, that
that?
one about climbing up that mountain, like I said, that was a bucket list ride. Now we're good friends on Facebook. I was out in Colorado this year, about 3 days after that, and I hooked up with her and said hi again. My friends from North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, I've been friends with them for like 3 years, and then last year we finally decided to get together in Virginia and do a weekend bike trip with I think it was like 6 or 8 of us. Had a great time, and then I said, "When are you coming up north to do the CNO?" So this summer they were up here, and I rode with them a couple days. So like, you meet new people. One of their friends, one of the doctors, they're from North Carolina, and then they live in Puerto Rico part of the year. I'd love to go to Puerto Rico and do
Oh,
a ride sometime.
yeah,
So
that's
you
go
connect
ride in
you
the
connect with
rainforest.
these people like Laura and Robert in South Carolina. I'll go down this year and do a gravel race in South Carolina and hang out with them. So it's cool. My girlfriend's from Massachusetts, so I go up there. We're going up there for the holidays. I'll take my bike. I'll ride in Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. I have a friend from Vermont who's actually grew up here where I'm from. He's coming down next week. I met him on a gravel team that I did the race in Kansas this summer, and now we're good friends. When he comes to see his mom, we'll go ride here on the trail. Or if I go to Vermont to my girlfriend's parents, we'll ride in Vermont when I go up there. So you make these connections, and it gives you this, oh,
Hmm.
I can't wait to go somewhere new. Show me some new places to ride and hang out with somebody that you met, whether it's Facebook or virtually
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's,
That's really cool. I know it's hard to make friends and connections, the
mm-hmm.
older you get, when you're and just, after college, it's like, how am I going to make friends? It sounds like you've got that problem
Oh
figured
yeah,
out,
yeah.
with
It's
your,
fun. I mean, when you go to a new event, like when I was in Kansas, I was there for 4 days this year. It's a really cool event. You have all the cycling companies are there with tents for like 4 days. I think there were 7,000 riders from all around the world there. So, I mean,
wow.
and all the podcasters, all the YouTubers that cover cycling and races, they were all there. So you get interviewed with people, you meet these professional bike racers and stuff in the flesh. So that's really fun to me to go meet some of your
Hmm.
heroes and people that you follow online and stuff all the time. It's
Yeah.
cool.
And you mentioned your co-host was a connection that you made through, the cycling community, and was your coach. Can you tell us about your show? What do you, I
Yeah.
mean, the name is Bourbon Bikes and
Yeah.
Business. So,
So
but tell us more
a
about
couple
that.
months ago, Hank and I, we've been riding for years, 15 years now, and we live maybe about 20 minutes from each other. And we don't ride together all the time, but several times a year we do what he calls his birthday ride. We always go somewhere. I call it adventures with Hank because every time we go out, he gets a flat tire or we get stranded somewhere or in the Smoky Mountains or whatever. So another adventure with Hank. Anyway, he's a corporate lawyer. And we're riding in Lancaster. We were doing his birthday ride. I think it was late October it was in Amish country. And we're riding along. He goes, "Hey, what do you think about doing a podcast? We've been together for years. We're always yakking about stuff." And I was like, that sounds cool. Because I do health insurance, so I'm on Zoom all the time. And I'm a photographer, by the way, too. I'm a photographer. But I said I need to up my studio game. So this will give me a reason to go buy a mess of equipment, right?
Yeah,
So
there you go.
I said, cool. What are we going to call it? He goes, well, we could talk about we're both small business people. We love to ride bikes, and we both like drinking bourbon. So how about bourbon bikes and business? That sounds cool. So I said, well,
I love the
we'll do the
alliteration. I'll
show. We'll
say
have a
that.
sip of bourbon, talk about what we're bourbon, what's good about this, where you found it, and then we'll talk a topic on bicycling for a veteran or a beginner, and then at the end we give a tip for a self-employed small business owner. Because a lot of people are leaving corporate America by the droves, wanting to do their own thing these days since COVID. So help you with
Hmm.
marketing tips, how to find business, things like that. So that's how we did it. And we're having a blast. It's just a lot of fun. I don't think we'll ever run out of
Yeah, that
content
sounds great.
with all the years of cycling and stuff we have behind us.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got an endless list of things to talk about, especially if you're continuing to do new races and you're riding every day. And I'm sure you're having all kinds of experiences like that. So where can folks find
So
your
we're on
podcast?
every podcast, most all of them, Deezer, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, all the big ones. And then at Bourbon Bikes and Business. And then I post the podcast, and I give him the video, and he posts it to YouTube. So you can find us on YouTube under Bourbon Bikes and Business as well.
Mhm.
So if you check,
And are you on social media, on Twitter or X or Instagram?
I'm on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Blaise Health Coverage. You can find me on Facebook. It's probably the best place at Blaise Nealon. It's BLAISENEALON. And then on Strava, if you want to follow my cycling adventures, you can find me at Blaze
Yeah,
at the
there you go.
Cycling Advisor on Strava. You can see where I'm riding next week. What else? So
That's the one where it you can draw the
yeah,
map,
it
not draw the
tracks
map, but
your
it
how
follows
fast
your
you're going,
ride.
where you're riding, all
Uh-huh.
that, so you can see everywhere I've ridden ever on there. But if you look at our latest episode 6 that we did last week, we decided we'd do tips for your favorite bourbon drinker, some gifts for Christmas, and then I have a long list of links online for shopping for bikes, new and used, for apparel, for shoes, for anything in general outdoors, even if you have a significant other that's into yoga, mountain climbing, runner. I've got some really good tips and some discounts on top of the regular
Okay.
prices. So, again, I've been doing this
Very
for
cool.
years, shopping online. I'm always looking for new places. So I'm giving out my favorite places that I shop online. I like good stuff, but I'm always looking for a deal.
Hmm.
So check that
Yeah,
out.
you've this has been very inspiring. I feel like I want to hop on my bike and go ride by the river. Maybe not 10, maybe not 20, 30, 40 miles, but
Start
a
with
nice
one or
little.
two, like I said earlier. And next thing you know, you'll be running 20 or
Yeah.
30 in no time. It's just go
Yeah,
gradual.
I think I was doing, when last summer, I would do between like 5 to
Yeah.
7, which I think is not bad, right? For
Yeah.
an
My
amateur.
girlfriend will ride 10 or 15. That's about all she could take. So,
Okay.
but I don't
Very
mind. I'll
cool.
slow down and enjoy the scenery, ride with her occasionally. She's usually out running when I'm riding, but she'll ride occasionally with me once in a while.